Hi, everybody. Welcome back. If you don't know, my name is Cooper, and today we're going to be talking about how you can incorporate IKEA pieces into your space to make them look thoughtful and designed. So, we all love IKEA for a reason, right? It's affordable, it's simple, and practical, and honestly, they do have some great pieces thrown in there, but if it's used wrong or overdone, it can make a space feel really flat and almost kind of like you're moving into a dorm room or just a very corporate looking hotel. And so, why do IKEA pieces feel this way? So, a lot of the times there's a lack of material variety, as well as the obvious fact that, it is brand new and it has that brand new finished look. So, you have to be very strategic about what you're picking and choosing when incorporating it into your space. I think a lot of people, off the bat, when they move into their first apartment, they go out to IKEA because it's so affordable and they buy a lot of pieces from there, and they end up not being super happy with them down the line. So, the first way I think you can help elevate IKEA pieces and make them feel a little bit more designer is by incorporating vintage pieces. And I know this may seem obvious, but I have to say it here. Like I said, IKEA has a very brand new finished look. And so if you do all brand new furniture, it can tend to look very sterile, and vintage pieces tend to have a lot of character and warmth to them. And so I like to use IKEA pieces as a kind of juxtaposition to that and help bring them into the modern day without feeling too old. For example, in my living room, I have pretty much all mid-century vintage furniture. It felt very much like I was living in that decade, which I don't love. I went to IKEA and I found the lamp in my living room, and it really helped to modernize the room and make it feel a little bit more cohesive with my apartment building, which is very ultra modern. And obviously, all IKEA pieces are not this super ultra modern vibe like the lamp I have in my living room, but they also have some vintage inspired pieces, which can help bring influence into a space if you generally have newer furniture. An example of that would be in my bedroom. I have these really great table lamps in there that are from IKEA. They're very much giving a very space age 70s vibe that I think helps the room feel a little bit more timeless. The next thing I'd recommend when buying IKEA pieces for your space is to make sure that they have a more timeless feel. So I find that IKEA does a couple things pretty good, and those would be lighting, drapery, and cookware. Personally, I find that larger scale furniture pieces from IKEA, such as couches or armchairs, tend to be a little bit more spotty when it comes to quality and design feel. I especially like their lighting because they have a lot of unique pieces that are kind of a throwback to the 70s, 80s, and 90s IKEA styles, and whenever I buy them, I always find that they are pretty good quality. As far as drapery goes, I love their track system. I actually have it in my living room, and it looks really great, and it was super easy to set up. It wasn't too expensive, which I really liked. You want to make sure that your space feels like a reflection of you and doesn't have too many of these large scale pieces, because it can really start to create like the showroom effect, I like to call it, where your living room or whatever starts to morph into the IKEA showroom. Another thing that I really love that IKEA does is they do great shelving. So if you've heard of the Billy bookcase, which I'm sure you have if you know IKEA, and they also have another shelving system that is really, really nice. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is material choices. This is a big thing when it comes to buying from any affordable store. Like I said, IKEA does have a lot of great pieces, but you need to be careful about the material that you are selecting. If you get wooden veneer furniture from IKEA, it tends to look very cheaply done and just not the best quality. And so if you're gonna get, the larger shelving units and, that kind of thing, I would say stick to just the white or black versions of them because they will look a little bit more correct and a little bit more good quality. Also, the wooden veneer furniture tends to be a lot more expensive, so that's also a plus. If you want to know a little bit more on how to style your pieces in your home, you can watch my video on how to make your room feel cozy, or my other video on how to design your boring gray apartment. But for the rest of the video, I wanted to talk to you guys about some of the IKEA pieces that I really love and I would recommend you buy if you want something from IKEA. The first furniture piece that I would recommend is the Divland chair. So basically, this is a swivel chair that is a remake of their design from the 70s or 80s, I believe. I'm not sure which. It has a chrome base and they sell it in a black corduroy, green corduroy, and orange corduroy fabric. Honestly, I just really love this piece. I have it in my house and it's known as the stress relief chair. And honestly, I think it lives up to that name because because it is so comfortable. And here, like I was saying before, I would definitely recommend the black colorway, just because in this re-release they did a very vibrant shade of green and orange, and I could see it going out of style pretty quickly and maybe being a little bit more difficult to get it to look right in your house. Honestly, I feel like this black chair is just the perfect mid-century staple if you want to add a little bit of sleek design into your space. In my living room, I have another black and chrome chair by Jerry Johnson. It's a vintage chair, and my living room felt very uneven with just one large black piece, and so I really wanted to even it out with another chair, and I felt the Divlin's chair was a great option. The next piece I wanted to talk about is the Vagode lamp. This is the lamp that I have behind me in my living room, and again, it's just a super great staple piece. If you're looking for that more industrial kind of swing arm sconce or floor lamp look, I think this is a really great option, especially since it's LED. Just a warning though, this lamp is very big. Funny story actually, when I moved into my apartment, I went to IKEA with my friends. They were helping me move and came back with this lamp. I thought it was super nice, and it was massive, you guys. I was like, oh my god, what did I just buy? This is a huge lamp. I was a little bit worried for a second, so make sure you take into account, the measurements there as far as things go. So another lamp that I really love is the Modern Mold lamp. I was talking about this before. This is the lamp that I have in my bedroom on my side tables. I love it. It's super sleek. It's a great option for a more mid-century look. It's just a good piece and it's really solid. The next piece that I wanted to talk about is a little bit random. It is the Rimforsa kitchen island. I actually had this kitchen island in my previous apartment. While it was a little bit difficult to assemble, it looked super great, and it's a really nice industrial and practical piece. Obviously, it's not cheap. So if you go on Facebook Marketplace, hopefully there's one floating around if you get lucky, but honestly, this is probably one of my favorite pieces I think IKEA makes, and it really is just super timeless. When I had this, I would make a ton of homemade pizza, and it was just a really great cooking surface in general, because when you live in a studio apartment, you don't have the most kitchen counter space. So this is a great option if your space allows for a kitchen island. Another item I really love is the Nakanas chair. I'm actually sitting in this chair right now. If you're looking for a dining chair or a really simple desk chair that's very squared off, I think this is a great option. It has a walnut frame and a woven black seat. So yeah, these are also really great if you have a more compact dining space, because they are pretty spatially minimal, meaning that they just don't take up a lot of space in general. Another really great stool or plant stand option is going to be the Kire stool. I'm not sure if that's exactly how you pronounce it, but this one is just super timeless. They have it in a plywood finish and a electric blue finish. I think both of these are really fun. The plywood finish is great if you have a more industrial leaning space, and I think the electric blue is great if you really want to introduce a pop of color. Something that I think IKEA is great for is if you're a little bit nervous about taking a risk and you don't want to spend a ton of money, you can go and find a really good pop of color piece to see if you like it in your space and you want to introduce more of that color. So you can kind of, play with it. If the stool is $15, I don't think that is the end of the world necessarily. Another piece of lighting that I like is the Forza desk lamp. This is just a really good staple chrome industrial lamp. They've had this for a very long time, I'm pretty sure, and I had this in my childhood bedroom, and honestly, I really love the way it looks even to this day. And I think if you want kind of that like Ptolemaio task lamp vibe, I think this is a good alternative if you still want a good chrome, adjustable lamp. Another lamp that I really love is the photo table lamp. I talked about this in my TikTok, but it's another really great general piece. It's really great if you want a kind of soft, cozy glow in your room. And if you have a little bit more of a minimalist leaning space, I think this is really great. But honestly, I think this can go well anywhere. And generally, you know exactly what you're getting with this. Something that I talk about a lot is making sure that your lighting creates a really nice soft glow in your space so it feels nice and warm and cozy and inviting. This is a great way to do it. it. If you just move in somewhere, whether it's an apartment or a house, just, grabbing one of these at IKEA can be great to have if you have guests over for a dinner party, or whatever, to just kind of create a more inviting vibe. And the last piece of lighting I wanted to talk about is the Tertial desk lamp. I had a vintage version of this in my college dorm as well, and I really love the way it looks. Now they have a blue version, which I think you could get really fun with as far as, introduction of color goes. I think this could be really cool in a bedroom, attached to a headboard, or something along the lines of that. I think this is a really great option, and I haven't heard much buzz about it. I feel like it might be kind of underrated, so definitely go check out the Tertial work lamp in blue. All right, so that is all that I have for you guys today. I know this is probably a shorter video, but I actually just got off of a 20-hour flight in total last night, and am filming this pretty last minute, so I wanted to have a video for you guys. As I had said last time, I was on a work trip in Italy. Here's some little pictures from that. I'll share more about it as the project finishes up. Yeah, it was really fun. It was nice to go out of the country for a change. Flight was a little rough, I will say. Anyways, as usual, you can find me on Instagram at Cooper Osinski Interiors, and you can visit my website, cooperosinski.com, and book a consultation with me to help you design any space that you need, or if you need any advice from me, I'm happy to help. You can always send me a DM. And I hope you guys are having a great Sunday, or whatever day you're watching this, and yeah, bye!